Now that everything is back to normal, buying a truck, car, SUV is going to drop in value once you leave the lot. Unless you're someone that has a Corvette ZR1 that you bought for MSRP, you potentially could drive that car for a few hundred miles, have some fun with it, and then turn around and sell it for what you paid for or more. But back in 2020 to 2022, you can buy and sell trucks and pretty much break even. That ain't happening today. And the reason why is obviously supply and demand. So no matter what dealership you go to, whether it be Ford, GM, Ram, it don't matter. They all now have a ton of new car and truck inventory, and they have quite a bit of used trucks as well. But there is a truck that does retain value better than just about any other one on the market. And it's not this Ford Raptor. Although if you did have a Raptor R, that would probably be worth about the same or a little bit more than what you paid for it, depending if you find the right buyer. But I'm talking about a mass-produced vehicle, not a specialty truck. What truck retains its value the best? Let's go ahead and jump inside of it. All right, here we are. We are in the truck that does a really good job retaining its value. Let's take a look at it. Here it is. This is a 2024 Ford F450 Platinum. Now, it doesn't matter whether you buy a XLT or even an XL work truck. Regardless of the trim level, the F450 with this detuned gross vehicle weight rating is going to retain its value the best. And I'm pretty sure some of you guys remembered what happened during the pandemic, or maybe you didn't know. Dealers weren't even selling these trucks to customers. Some dealers in the country were ordering these trucks for dealer stock, only to turn around and sell it at auction $10,000 to $20,000 over MSRP. And they were getting it. That's how crazy it got. And the reason why is these are really hard to get even to this day. You don't normally find these trucks available brand new unless they're in like a lower trim level. Sometimes those take a little bit longer to sell. But when you're looking at an F450 like this, especially like in a higher trim level, even in a Lariat trim, these trucks are very much still so sought after. So let's go ahead and go on the website. I did borrow this truck from Ken Garff Ford in West Valley, Utah. It is available for sale. Be sure to ask for Ken if you would like to purchase it. Let's go ahead and check out some of the specs online. I didn't know this when I pulled the window sticker, but this is a Canadian spec F450, so the MSRP is significantly higher, including some of the option pricing on this truck. So it only has like the high output, twin panel, and a few other things there. Base price for this was 120 grand. Oh my gosh, insane. You guys in Canada, man, God bless you. This truck is totaled at $129,230. I heard there's this YouTuber named JB Reviews who puts a window sticker in every video, and you can go back and check pricing from years and years past. So here's the window sticker for 2024. The only thing this one has is just a tough bed and the wheel well liner up front. And that's pretty much it. Everything else is the same. You see how the high output is pretty much, what is that? Was that $1,500 cheaper than what it is in Canada? And then here is the base price. And then this is the total MSRP. Talk about sticker shock. Now, this truck being a Canadian spec, it won't change the value of what it would be worth here in the States. So I will show you guys a similar equipped truck here later in the video, and I'll show you guys what it's selling for today. Now, as far as the overall, I guess you can call it condition, this is a brand new truck, and I did not notice any damage on the front end. There is no PPF on this. Actually, hold on. No, there's no PPF on the front. I thought there was, but no, there's no PPF. And back then, you could get chrome recovery hooks. You had that satin finish around the fog lights. Now you have to go to a Platinum Plus to get all of that. because it all pretty much comes blacked out. Painted fender flares, and you have these Continental tires, 225, 70, 19 and a half. And because the truck only has about 12,000 miles on it, tires look great. I would even say the framing of this truck looks perfect too. And of course out back the tires look great. No damage on the side of the bed either. Here's a close look at those tires. And then out back, this is the only truck you can get the full LED taillights on, which is platinum. And of course, a limited at the same time frame of this truck here. Now, I did notice a little bit of rash on the back of the bumper, and I'm pretty sure if you would like to get that repaired, they could do that here at this dealership. Now, back in 2024, they still offer the sonar and the backup camera on the back of the tailgate. They no longer offer that, which is why this is a good truck to consider. The 2,000 watts of power came standard too. No spray in, and the bed is in actually shockingly good condition. I mean, there's a few, you can tell they probably had a, like a, what do you call it? A toolbox maybe up front, maybe against that bed, so there's a little bit of scratches on that, but you can always get a spray on with this if you don't like to see scratches on the bed. Power lift gate, and this does have the 3-inch receiver hitch too. 430 rear. And here's a nice side view of the truck. I didn't look at this side, but it looks pretty good. And this truck does look really good in silver too. Let's go ahead and pop the hood and talk about this high output power stroke really quickly. Because no one is at the moment competing with Ford's high output power stroke, you're probably not going to see any updates to this engine for a few years. Ram came out with their new Cummins and they only went up 10 horsepower, and they're still far behind this. The torque is the same, which is far behind this. And GM just never really competes because they're always typically last place when it comes down to torque, but their horsepower is more than what the Cummins has. But 500 horsepower, 1,200 pound-feet of torque, best cooling, has a 10-speed transmission. Let's take it for a quick drive. Let's see how it feels, and then I'll show you guys the interior before we do that. We won't spend too much time on the interior because this truck is still really new. Now they did slightly refresh the platinum interior because now you have a blue accent versus a caramel. So if you don't like the blue, this is the next best thing here. Has the contouring seats. Now 2023 Ford Platinums did have that deleted. I think they gave you what, a $300 credit, which wasn't enough. This truck does not have the max recline. You guys see out back. Seats look great. No tears, rips. Has all of the floor mats down there. And this truck does have the massage function, as I said. Let's go ahead and turn that on. It's 106 degrees today. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. That's the one nice thing about the platinum trim is you get these contouring seats. And of course, the biggest reason why you get this F450 is the turning radius. You can turn this truck on a dime. Right here, coming into this parking lot, this doesn't give you a lot of space, and there's a truck parked right here, making a left turn. I was able to get around them very easily. And I will say that because this is detuned, so it only has a 14,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating, it does ride well. The only negative is obviously you have the commercial grade tires, so they're a little stiffer sidewall, and that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and take it on the highway really quickly. All right, here we go. 430 rear with 500 horsepower and 1,200 pound-feet of torque. This truck is a rocket ship. Now, if you don't know, Banks does offer some upgrades for this truck, and I do recommend the cold air intake if you would like to get one. And of course, that iDash Pro, that is probably one of the greatest things I've ever seen, because you can monitor more temperatures. At some point, they'll allow you to do a manual regen if you're someone that does a lot of idling, obviously, or city driving. That way you can keep that DPF clean and keep it from clogging up. But yeah, overall, I mean, because this is a new truck, it still rides great. Suspension feels really solid. I mean, this is one of the best trucks on the market because of what it can do, right? I mean, that's the reason why people are willing to pay more money for these. So here are the numbers on the door. The gross axle weight rating out front is going to be 6,000 pounds. The rear is 9,900 pounds with a 14,000 pound gross vehicle weight rating. You guys see the axle codes of 4L, and then those wheels are going to be 19.5 by 6 wide. All in payload is 4,838 pounds, 90 psi for the front tires, 80 for the rear. Let's go ahead and see how much this truck cost today, and I'll show you guys how much it depreciated. Just because this truck was a Canadian spec, I did find a very similar MSRP for a US spec truck, which was about $102,995. The truck is already sold, unfortunately, so this is the sale price of it when it was used at $94,000. So figure between these two numbers, it only lost about 9% of its value at $8,995. So it's pretty darn good. Now, obviously, potential loss is more of like what the trade-in value would be. And I'm assuming here that someone might have paid 10 grand over MSRP. I know that, no one's really doing that, but you'd be shocked at some of the dealerships out there that are still trying to get that for these at $450. So if you're looking to buy one of these trucks, yes, buying it at MSRP or below it, which some dealerships are discounting them, that is the best way to buy this truck, because you get the best return on your investment. You can probably drive this truck for a year, put 20,000 miles on. If you have a fifth wheel you tow or you live full time in it, you can probably trade this truck in and get pretty dang close to what you paid for it if you get a discount. So if you did pay over MSRP, and assuming the trade-in value was 90 grand, you lost about 22% of the value. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope it was helpful. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. Make sure your bell notifications are on. See you guys soon.